Right, back on the road. We about ran out of gas. What do you do if you get close on gas? What's the secret? Number one, Gas Buddy.
I got a heavy foot.
Gas Buddy. I swear by Gas Buddy, because number one, it shows you where the closest gas station is, and it also shows you where the cheap ones are too. Save money on Gas Buddy. And the other thing is if you're doing like 75 and you go down to 50, you will increase your fuel efficiency by about 30%. So you can go, if you're really low, which we were just now. Tammy went from her lead foot's normally, what are you doing, 85, 90,
No.
95,
No.
96. I don't know, what is it?
I usually do like 8 miles ahead of the speed limit.
So 88.
Depends on where you're at.
Mummy and Otis, hi both. I have a fairly light blue and tan girl, possibly lilac, but have not had the DNA done. I'm working from a family tree.
On my air pressure.
Rolex granddaughter. She's been put with a lilac platinum stud who carries L4 and does not carry pied or brindle. Could you give me a general idea of what I might be able to expect? Don't hang me for not knowing my girl's DNA. You taught me better than this. Okay, well, okay, so...
Well, the person that's breeding her dog should be able to tell her too.
Well, how do you tell if she's got lilac? Look, we know that
Oh, they haven't had her DNA yet?
No, but we know this dog is either a blue that carries cocoa or it's a lilac. How do you tell the difference? By looking at the dog?
Red eye glow.
The red eye glow.
Dark room.
So you don't need to do a DNA test to find that part out, because this makes a difference right off the bat. Just take her into a completely dark room, turn on with your iPhone, turn on the light, do a video, not a picture but a video, and look for, you'll see a demonic red eye glow if she's a lilac.
Have her call her name, squeak a toy, where she'll tilt her head, look around, and you'll catch that red eye.
I mean, she's over a year old because she already had a litter before, so at this age...
She has Merle in her, what are you going to do?
Well, she doesn't know anything about Merle. She's a Rolex granddaughter, so I don't think she's got Merle in her.
Well, you don't know what the mama was, whether she's Rolex granddaughter or
Okay,
not.
well, the point here is what Tammy's pointing out is if you had a Merle dog, it'll have a red eye glow anyway. It doesn't mean anything about whether it's little CO or little B. But that's not the case here, I don't think. But that's going to tell you. Now, as far as the L4 is concerned, I mean, you got a 50-50 shot because the dad was a carrier, so he gave it out half the time. So I would definitely do the DNA at least on that, because that makes a difference on what you might want to do here. So if you know, what would I put her with? Well, I'd put her with we know she's not a cream carrier because she was put with a platinum, didn't produce any cream dogs. He didn't tell us about that, so she doesn't carry cream. At the very least, I'd put her with a lilac anyway. We've got a tiny little boy called Bazinga. He's a beautiful little dog. He is a lilac and tan, carries cream, no brindle. Does carry. Is he ATA?
ATA.
OTA, okay, yeah. You know, or if you wanted to work on the fluffy side of it, then if he carries a fluffy gene, then we've got a number of dogs that would make sense here for that. So you can go to our website to see that, lovemypups.com. Trend M, solving the problem and leaving with or on good terms means a good word of mouth, which strengthens your business and your customer bases, and me in the future, bringing them back for more business. Keep up the good work. Yeah, I've done a video that you haven't seen yet that talks about a lot of things that you should be doing business-wise to help yourself out and your customers out, and that's exactly one of them. Try to work problems out. Always a better. And I mean, we've had situations before. I'll give you an example here. We had somebody who was an incubator, and I don't remember the exact details, but I know that they wanted us to do something that was a bit above and beyond to get something to them in a hurry. No, I know what it was. They'd ordered an incubator and they hadn't realized how long it was going to take to get there. And so we shipped.
Go to the shipping.
Well, it was
area.
it was their mistake. It was their mistake. It was their mistake. They did do it through My British Display. It was their mistake. But we did ship another one out immediately overnight for them to return the other one. And it was one of those things that was kind of, you know, above and beyond. But they came back and then have bought all kinds of things from us and bred dogs to us. So, you know, we got on a really solid footing because they realised that you know, we were good people.
Remember, on our website it tells you which one to choose for your shipping time.
Yes. I get quite a few phone calls about how quickly can you get it out. And the answer is, If you're buying something like an incubator from us, if you order it overnight, we will try to ship it out that day, unless it's late in the day. If you order something at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, there's no way it can make it for
You're going to pay
FedEx.
extra for
Quite a bit,
through the mail.
quite a bit extra. But you go
But
to
there's
the.
those options on the website.
There is, but you go to the top.
www.mybreedersupply.
You go to the top of the list if you order it overnight, because we know that you need it in a rush. If you order it regular shipping, it might be 2 or 3 days before it goes out, and then if depending on where you live in the country, it might be another week before you get it. It might take a total of 10 days to get to you. So, but we've got options like Tammy's mentioning that you can decide how you want to get things shipped. Solving puppy swimmer syndrome with tape. Kathy Mill, just want to know how long to leave the tape on for. Well, as long as it takes. What you're going to find is if you start putting tapes on puppies' legs or their ears, the other puppies and mum are going to take it off, and within 12 hours it's going to be off, and you're going to be retaping up. So if the problem's not fixed or the ears are flopping down, tape it back up. It depends on how quickly you catch this. Sometimes you can get it taken care of in 24, 48 hours. Sometimes it takes 10 days. Christina Cathy. Can you please reply? My female started breeding on May the 2nd, which was a Monday.
Bleeding. Sound like you said breeding.
Bleeding on May the 2nd. I think I did say breeding. Bleeding on May the 2nd, which was a Monday. The following Monday was May the 9th. I did a PG test, and surprisingly it was a 21. Ooh. So I did an AI that day and the following day. Good. I expect to do the C-section if she took. Well, the answer is, on a 21, that is really TCI and surgical territory, and then we say 60 days from then. If it was a regular AI, I would say 61. So based on that, you bred her on May the 9th, then the 8th of July would be her approximate due date. But we've got videos on how to time this and get it right. That's just an approximate due date, and certainly doesn't mean that's going to be the right time. There's some replies on that, see what the replies said. So somebody said you have to reverse progesterone to see when the dog is ready. He always says 61 days from AI is the first possible due date, but reverse PG under 3 is safe to remove pups. Exactly right. But I'm actually saying on this case 60 days because you did it late. You did an AI on 21, not on a 15.
But always take their temperature a week before their breeding due date. Their first breeding due date, a week before. Start taking their temperature. It should breed, 100. It could be 101 or 100 point whatever. But once in that week that it reaches 99, start doing it twice a day. Once in the morning after they got to the bathroom, and then in the evening. And then once it's 98, then within 24 hours. And then if you have a progesterone machine, you can do that test on that.
Yeah, another behavior like panting and nesting, those kind of things.
Right,
yeah.
quit eating.
Quit eating. Yeah. We've got a whole video on this, so we're not going to give you any more on that. But there's lots of ways. Look, just because you do know the date, that when you AI, doesn't mean that you've got the right date for the C-section. This is the point here.
Because if you bred 2 times, a day in between, you could be taken anywhere from 2 to 5 days early.
Or you bred once, you got a small litter because you didn't breed on the right date. These things are all unknowns. That's why you do all this stuff every time. You're having a good time.
A little red one.
Yeah. Brandon Aguilera. When collecting and shipping semen, do you spin it down into a bullet and then add extender, or do you just collect it and add the extender without spinning it down? So what we're talking about here is, so the times that I always spin semen down is if the dog has urinated in the sample. Now I want to get that off. Otherwise, my collection process is to collect what's called the sperm-rich fraction. So I start collecting and I get a clear cup so I can see what's going on, and when the sample starts to go clear, I stop collecting. That way I've got just a sperm-rich fraction, and I just add about 50% more extender than what I got. So if I got 3 cc's, I'll add 4.5 cc's of extender to it. That's if you're using the extender that we use, which is the Canaplus LT long-term extender, and our shipmate product. Other extenders and other kinds of shipping systems, totally different deal, but that's what we do. Also said, should I wait on giving prenatals and folic acid until confirmed pregnancy? No, I'd start doing it right away. You can't do any harm on this. Because confirmed pregnancy is going to be another 3 weeks. You're halfway into the pregnancy almost. I would start it right away.
Look at the cloud color difference.
That's cool, isn't it?
That's how much rain's off over that way.
Yeah, it's cool.
We haven't seen rain in a long time.
So we'll do one more here.
We're glad to get it here.
Star Luis, yes, hair lip is what I have. I called it a cleft lip. Full palate, thankfully, X-rays 8 ounces, eaten bottle fed, 5 ml every hours. Prayers needed. Yeah, so what we're talking about here is cleft versus a hair lip. If you've got a puppy with a hair lip with a gap on its lip right here like this, that puppy could produce a vacuum because it doesn't go into beyond its teeth and into its mouth, and that puppy will do fine. You can cosmetically fix that later on. A palate cleft lip is one where you look up in here,
In the roof of your mouth.
roof of the mouth, and you'll see a gap there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that puppy cannot suction at all because the nose is connected to the mouth, can't produce a vacuum.
All right.
Got to tube feed that puppy.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's difficult anyway.
Yeah.
Because those puppies typically do not.
There's some people that do get it. Just
Some
depends
people say
on
they
how-
get it done.
Well, it depends on how bad it is.
Yeah, I mean,
And I mean, sometimes your vet will suggest
right.
just leaving it.
Euthanizing it right there and then, which
Right.
might not be
If
bad
it's
advice.
got a big gap.
Yeah, it
it's
might not be
like-
bad advice. And so what do you do if you've had a cleft lip puppy? What do you do next time? Is this the end of the road for your girl or not? Well, I think this
Use a
comes...
different male.
Yeah, I think that, it depends on the number of... if you have a big litter and you've got lots of clefts in there, then that really is not good news. If you're going to try it again, regardless, breed, like Tammy said, to a different male, because this is going to be a two-way street. This is not just going to be the females doing this. It's going to be the male and female together that did this.
Something doesn't connect right.
Yep.
Match up right.
We've got a double recessive gene. If that's the case, look how full these ponds are.
Yeah.
If that's the case, you'd expect to see this in about a quarter of the litter. So there we go. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Bye. Say goodbye, Tammy.
Bye-bye.
Watching the video. I really appreciate people who subscribe to me. It helps me, encourage me to do more of these videos. But do remember, disclaimer here, I am not a vet. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm purely a person who's been breeding dogs for the last couple of decades. Any information that you got from this video, use at your own risk. There's nothing implied here, and certainly this should not be used as a substitute for advice from your veterinarian or your medical professional. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Bye.